Hi, my name is Kelly Pearsall. I recently got my Realtor license and I joined William Ravis in Guilford, Connecticut, and I'm on the Whiteman team, which is really exciting because they have 30 years of experience and it's kind of cool to work with a team instead of being on my own. Being a realtor is really, there's no set schedule. Every day is really different. Obviously the big thing is helping people buy and sell homes. So you're going out with people to look at homes that they might be interested in, which is more like the glamorous side of the job. And then there's other things like inspections, septic inspections, which we like to joke are the less glamorous part. And then another thing that we do is we really like to make sure that people know what they're getting and make sure everything is houses are what people say they are. So we do a lot of town hall research. So I might go to the town hall a couple days a week, go make keys for houses, hang signs, just all kinds of different stuff. So it's really keeps you on your toes. It's really different and it doesn't get boring. I feel like I'm always learning something new every day. I really like, there's something we do when we take a buyer out. We'll set up a tour for them. It's where we go to multiple houses in one shot. And I feel like that's a really fun process, just kind of setting up the route of where you're gonna go, so it makes the most sense driving wise. We do a little fact sheet for them that has all the important details. It's kind of fun to put that together and just, I don't know, give them here's 6 houses that we're going to and all the details, and then take them around and see what they have to say. I would say right now it's still a learning process of trying to figure out time management of what to do when, figuring out what's the most important. Like, do I return this phone call or do I run this sign up to this property or do this research? Just trying to, I think that's the hardest part, and I say it definitely comes with time because I can see my team leader is very good at it. So I know that the more I do it, the easier it will be. But right now, sometimes I just feel like there's not enough time in a day, and I like that I'm always running, but sometimes it's like you have to step back and realize, okay, I need to slow down a little bit. So I think my favorite work story so far would be I was on floor in the office, so that means I'm in charge of answering the phones for the whole office. It can be a little bit of a secretarial job, but also can get you some really cool leads. She needed an agent in the area. And it was the way the process works, it was a referral, so she came from a different mortgage company and they were kind of in charge of it. But when I finally got to meet her, it fit so well. And the funny thing is, her name is actually the same name as my dog, which we thought was cute and just kind of cemented the fact that I was supposed to be the one working with her. And so she was actually my very first buyer. And it was just really cool. She was so sweet. Her kids came as well. They were really sweet and I felt like I really bonded with them. And it was really cool. It was her first home, so it was nice to be able to be the person to help her find her first home when she didn't think that was something that she would ever be able to do. So I decided to do this for a career because when I was younger, I liked to draw blueprints for houses just for fun. I would get the graph paper and kind of design my own floor plans. And I thought about being an architect when I was younger, but school just didn't prepare me for that. And I realized that it was just not something I'd be able to go to college for. So I kind of let it go. Went to college for something totally different, ended up in the restaurant business for a few years, was a restaurant manager, and decided that, getting married, changing things a little bit, I needed a change of pace. And about the time I was thinking that, Lee, who's the head of the Whiteman team, posted that she needed some more people on her team, whether that was interns, new agents, experienced agents, and just kind of figured, hey, I'm thinking about making a change, and this woman who has been doing this for 30 years and is really good at her job, her signs are everywhere, is asking for people. So I gave her a call, we talked, and within a week I was signed up for classes and interning with her, and just got my license as fast as I could, and now this is what I'm doing. To be a real estate agent, you need to Well, it's different by state, but in Connecticut, you need to go to a class called Principles and Practices for 60 hours. So I did a class in West Haven, and I went 6 hours a week, Tuesday and Thursday, for 3 hours each morning, and did it pretty fast. I actually took my final early and took the state test before I was done with my 60 hours. And yeah, everyone says it's really hard, and I just kind of pushed through it, committed to going twice a week, every week until I was done, because I figured the longer it took, the harder it'd be, and just committing and getting it done. And then the interning really helped. It's something I would really suggest to other people looking into this business, because I've seen other agents who went straight from class to having their license, and I feel like it's a very different dynamic of jumping right in with no idea what you're doing and having the 3 months of training for everything, just seeing how my team leader interacts with people, and then also seeing the paperwork aspect of it and how she organizes things. So I'd say some of my core values are just being honest with people and trying to be friendly and be fair to everyone. And I've noticed, from the beginning, every once in a while you get a phone call and someone is complaining that they can't get in touch with someone, and how do they do that? And I kind of, from day one, made it my motto that I'm not going to be one of the people that you can't get in touch with. Like, if I have a listing that you want to see, you're not going to be calling me for 3 weeks to get in. You're going to, it might not be that second, because I might be in a meeting or with a client, but my goal is just to communicate with people and be available. And then also to be as honest as I can be, and to try and form connections with people, just give them the best service that I can. So my goal of growing in this career is to hopefully do this for as long as possible. I'm in the process of getting married and then hopefully starting a family in the next few years. And I've been told that this is a really good career to have that allows you to do that because it's more flexible. So I'm really excited that that's an option, and just hope that it's something that I can continue to do and grow and make this a full-time career. For a young person that wants to get into real estate, I would suggest, definitely just going for it. As far as the schooling, like I mentioned earlier, it definitely helps to just do it and commit to it, and not wake up and say, oh, I don't feel like going today, or putting it off. I definitely got a different experience, I think, from just committing and going for it. And then also the interning is huge if you have that option. Different agencies are open to it, some of them aren't. I would say just kind of talk to different agents and get that internship, that foot in the door ahead of time, and the extra experience is huge. And then also it's fun to network. That is one good thing about being a part-time server, is that I get to see a lot of people, talk to people, get my name out there. But it's definitely, it helps if you know people. That is definitely huge. For someone who doesn't know what they want to do, I would suggest maybe trying a few different things. Definitely going on interviews, even if it's not a job that you think you want, is really helpful. That's one thing that I feel like I didn't do in the beginning. I just kind of got in lucky situations and ended up in places. And then when I did have an interview for something, I just felt really nervous, really unprepared. So I would say that's a big thing, is just go out, put yourself out there.